And it's crazy because that right there is kind of the precursor, like learning how to rhyme in the way you did. Yeah. That's like the precursor to learning how to battle rap.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so
I didn't know that.
Right.
But exactly. Yeah.
When did that become a thing? Because obviously,
I love this story. So
bust it.
All right. So we're all rapping, right? All three of us. So in a matter, I want to say like 6 months, I'm just getting better. They like, yo, Lock, you know what I mean? When we would take our tapes, our demos, playing, the barbershop, and I started noticing people giving me a reaction, like, yo, who is this? You know what I mean? Like them bars, like, you know what I mean? Everybody would be like, ooh,
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, like I guess I'm getting pretty good at this.
That shit becomes addicting.
Yeah. You're like, yo, I like this, And then I'm starting to realize the type of shit that people react to. I didn't understand punchlines or nothing like that. I'm just rapping to sound dope. Because I like Nas, and Nas wasn't really a punchline guy. It was more like, technical lyricism and poetry.
But then he would have those, and people always remember, when I was 12, I went to hell for stuff in Jesus.
Exactly, like, what I'm saying? But it wasn't like, like battle rap punchlines.
Yeah.
But anyway, we recorded a demo. We wanted to submit it to Unsigned Hype. Remember the source, Unsigned Hype?
For those who don't know, that the source really was the hip hop Bible. There wasn't no jumper. There wasn't that was literally what determined.
It was before Double XL. It was before everything. It was the source.
I learned a lot. People that was how I learned the majority of the early knowledge I had about hip hop. I would read about albums and look it up, and
I would read it front to back.
Yeah,
everything, and then I would also read who are the people, because they would have the people's information. Who's the editor? Who's the
right?
You know what I mean? Who's the submission for Unsigned Hype?
And Unsigned Hype, so many people came from Unsigned Hype. DMX was Unsigned Hype.
Biggie,
Eminem, Mobb Deep. Like it goes.
So you said Eminem.
Yep.
So this is the thing. The first demo we recorded, we sent it in the Unsigned Hype. We like, yo, we gotta get this shit. We just confident thinking like we on some lyrical shit. Yeah. They gonna fuck with us. We didn't hear nothing, right? So like I said, they had the number. We called there. And I remember I think his name was Boo or Gotti. Because I think those were the Unsigned Hype guys, Boo and Gotti.
Okay.
And I think I talked to one of them, and they were like, yo, you guys are cats from Cali, you know what I'm saying? We're like, yeah. He's like, yo, your shit is dope. He's like, but unfortunately, this month, it's this white kid, from Detroit. He's gonna win it. We're like, yo, white kid, who the fuck is that? Like, yeah, Dr. Dre is really fucking with it. We're like, yo, we didn't know who it was. Then literally that next week we hear the Wake Up Show.
Okay.
And this cat Eminem is on the Wake Up Show. And we're like, he's from Detroit. And I think they announced he signed to Dr. Dre or something like that. And we're like, yo, this cat, honestly, I had never heard anybody rap the way Eminem. There's been a few times in rap where I heard when people came, especially back then, because everything was it wasn't so many avenues and platforms. You remember, it was like, the Wake Up Show.
Right.
If you're in New York,
Stretch
Hot
and
97,
Bobbito.
Stretch and Bobbito, the Source. That was, if something caught on, it was on that, and it was dope, it kind of changed hip hop.
Right.
And I remember him hearing Eminem as a rapper, at least from my perspective, I was like, what the fuck is this? I never heard anybody rhyme multiple syllable rhymes like that in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Call the fire department. I hired an arson to set fire to your entire apartment. Like, it was like, who the fuck, who's rapping? Nobody in New York was rapping like that.
It was like taking the stuff that like Big L was doing.
Exactly.
And expanding upon it.
It was taking like AZ, Big L, but doing it like in the way he was presenting it wasn't like smooth like how Big L, it was like kind of broken up.
Yeah, staccato.
Exactly. I was like, yo, what the fuck is, So obviously he wins Unsigned Hype.
Yeah.
But the dude at the source.
Which is kind of unfair because he was low-key signed already.
He was low-key signed.
Yeah, but.
That was the first industry, but Eminem earned his way.
Yeah.
And then we kind of heard from other people, because obviously we're getting deeper. We're performing at the La Peñas. We're performing at the Il, Prada, whatever it was called in San Francisco. We're starting to get into that scene and Mystic Journeyman.
Yeah.
All those. We're starting to kind of
shouts to my boy Lucky.
So I want to say, I can't remember what happened first. Okay, no, I do remember. The first battle, so this is how it happened. We sent it to Unsigned Hype. Unsigned Hype said, hey, we're coming to the Bay Area. I said, oh, for real? He's like, yeah, we're having Unsigned Hype. It's going to be at Southland Mall.
Okay.
In Hayward.
Okay.
We're like, okay. So we get our demo ready. We think we're going to go there, play our demo. It's going to be some kind of, sit down, play your shit. They judge it and decide if you win. So we get there. We wake up. It's like, you got to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning. We get there early. And they're like, Yeah, it was like, yeah, we're frontline. He's like, y'all gotta all sign your name. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, nah, this is a battle. We're like, what? Honestly, I didn't even know what that was.
So you got like finessed into it, damn near.
I didn't even know it was a battle, bro. Honestly, I mean, I knew on wax battles existed, but I didn't know about really like.
You had never seen it before.
I've been in ciphers. We pass the mic, we cipher, that type of thing, but I had never been in a battle.
Direct competition.
Never did that. And excuse me. So then they were like, nah, this is a battle. I was like, well, how does it work? You get 30 seconds. Everybody gets 30 seconds to rap. Matter of fact, even then, I don't think it set it in that it was a battle. It was like, no, everybody got to go separate. We're like, okay. So basically, 100, like, however many people.
Hella people.
Hella people. Everybody from the fucking Bay who was a rapper was there. That I remember because it was everybody. Everybody signed up, and they was like, all right, go up there. You got 30 seconds. They pick the beat. You don't know what it is. You get up there and you rapping in front of like, a few hundred people inside the fucking mall. You know what I mean?
So it's not like against someone at that point.
No,
it's
just the audition to what would get you into the battle round.
Right.
So I get up there and once again, I'm getting all the oohs and ahs. Mind you, I had never battled before. I didn't even knew. I just knew I got to think of some shit that's going to get this crowd going. And I want to say right around that time is when I kind of got comfortable as just a rapper. I started to understand like bars and all that kind of stuff. I started to kind of get a grasp of that, and it kind of happened. So I get up there, I spit the bars, and literally every 2 bars, everybody's like, oh, and they're like, yo, and at that point, I wasn't officially Locksmith.
Okay.
But I said it in a rap, and my homies, Left and Hot Lips, they were like, yo, that's a dope name. I was like, nah, that's a stupid name. I don't want that name. I was insecure about my rap name, but that's all I had.
What'd they call you before that?
Nothing.
Just your name.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, it kind of, because like mind you, I had only been rapping for months at this point in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on the weekends, you just go to rap. So anyway, they was like, yo, what's your name? Locksmith. He's like, yo, that name is hot. And I was like, oh shit.
It is actually a dope name.
Yeah, I didn't know, and whoever, I forget who was the host. It was somebody reputable from New York.
Okay.
Because they were traveling.
Right.
They was taking this all throughout the country.
Right.
And it's like, yo, that name is hot. So I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna stick with this name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They co-signed it. So they was like, you moving on to the next round. Like what? Like, yeah, you're gonna battle somebody. And then so obviously I wasn't the first person. There was a couple people, and I was like, oh, these people are talking shit about one another. This is how you win.
Right.
So then I just, and at this point it's all freestyle, obviously. There's no, because you don't know who you're battling. Pretty much everybody's just going off the top of the dome. So this is, the early years, and it's all on a beat. It's not a cappella. So they're just picking random beats. And I'm beating everybody. You know what I mean? I started developing a reputation in the Bay Area.
So you won that tournament?
No, I got down. It was down to the last, me and another person, and I lost.
Do you remember who it was?
I don't want to say his government because I know he's a homie.
Yeah.
I don't remember his rap name.
Okay.
But he ended up. So Balance, right? The homie Balance from
yeah. I know Balance.
Yeah. So him and Balance used to be in a group together.
Okay.
So he actually won that thing, but everybody. I mean, no disrespect, but everybody's like, "Yo, Lock."
You
know what I'm saying?
won,
Like I built a reputation, which was dope. You know what I mean? And that was how I got into the first battle. And then I start understanding battle. And then I start kind of doing street battles and that type of stuff. Yeah.
And then there was the MTV battle. Is that what that culminated in essentially?
So this is over years. You know what I'm saying? This is like
because the MTV battle's like 03, I want to say, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 03. So up until that point, battling was never my main focus, but I knew I was good at it. I was always trying to make demos and trying to do all this kind of stuff with the group. I would do local battles, you know what I'm saying? People would have these local battles, different stuff. The Source battle came back again.
Uh-huh.
At that time, it was huge. So that was at Bayfair Mall.
Yeah.
That shit was like Mr. Fab, I want to say the team.
I remember that.
Everybody was at that battle. It was in Bayfair Mall.
Clyde Carson, you, Fab.
Everybody was there. A lot of people, I can't remember. But everybody who was a rapper in the
Top Ramen was like from Frisco.
Top Ramen. I used to battle. I mean, I don't think I battled Top Ramen, but we were in a lot of battles at UC Berkeley.
He's raw, my dog Topper.
Yeah. So everybody was at that thing. No to Piper.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people. So we were all just and basically kind of same thing happened. Everybody's like, oh, Locksmith, but I didn't win. But everybody was like, yo, this guy is dope. So I developed a reputation. and the KMEL battles happened first. Remember
See, that's what I was thinking. That was you, Fab, Clyde Carson.
Yes. But I had already kind of knew those guys from the Source shit.
Yeah, like Boss One, all them
Boss
dudes.
One, yeah. There were some battles I did with Boss One and his crew that weren't even just some heated, crazy battles.
Yeah.
You know, we paying your stripes.
Yeah.
Mike T.
I battled Mike T. I won $40 in a battle against Mike T. He was a beast, though.
Oh, no, I'm forgetting something crucial. The Wake Up Show.
So, okay, you went on the Wake Up Show.
Went on the Wake Up Show.
Okay.
Sway so at this time, the Wake Up Show was going between the Bay and LA.
Yeah.
So once a month, Sway would come to the Bay and do the Wake Up Show. Left